Greetings, my fellow normies. I hope you're all doing well this morning. This is going to be a quick video, but it was just um, stated yesterday that Netflix has been indicted on indecency and child pornography, basically, and depicting and promoting lewd acts of visual materials depicting a child. We knew this was coming. The outrage and the indecency of how Netflix thinks that they can get away with it. Also, too, on top of it, too, according to some of the analytics and stuff like that, Netflix lost 2.2 million subscribers and keeps losing them, including myself. I completely dropped it. Um, It stated on Bounty and Comics that Netflix, they were indicted under Texas Code Section 43.262 that declares a person commits an offense if the person knowingly possesses access with intent to view or promotes visual material that depicts the lewd exhibition of the genitals or public area of any unclothed, partial clothed, or clothed child who is younger than 18 years of age at the time the visual material was created, appeals to the prudent interest in sex, and has no serious literary, artistic, and scientific value. According to the law, an offensive under this section is a state jail felony, except that the offense is a felony of a third degree if it is shown on the trial of the offense that the person has been previously convicted at one time or another under Section 43.26 possession of promotion of child pornography, and felony of the second degree if it is shown on the trial of the offense that the person has been previously convicted two or more times of an offense under this section or section 43.26. The section concludes it is not a defense to prosecute under this section that the depicted child consent to the creation of visual material. The indictments shared to social media by sworn cast host Philip Holloway reveals it was issued on September 15th. And the article goes on. It says, as reported by Variety, Netflix responded to the indictment saying Cuties is a social commentary against the sexualization of young children. This charge is without merit and we stand by the film. Well, let's see what the courts have to say. Granted, a grand jury can indict a ham sandwich, but we used to have indecency laws in this country. And I think that they did this because I think there's a certain segment within Netflix that feels that they want to pander to a certain segment that gets off on seeing little girls in very provocative positions and lewd acts, because that's what it is. It's disgusting. I have a little girl. I have other friends who have little girls. They would never allow this. And you know what, too? In all of this, we need to talk to the parents and stuff and all that too as well. I think the parents should be looked at for child endangerment and even signing off on this. And what about the handlers of those kids? How many times were those scenes done over and over and over and over and over again? You know? Except, I'm sorry, but you know what? There's got to be a line, and they went too far. You disagree with me? So be it. Put your comment down below. I want to hear. But the article goes on that Backfilm CEO David Grumbach, who produced the film, previously told Variety, it's scandalous to accuse us of promoting child pornography, he added. I think the protests are coming from the right wing, from the fringe of the ultra-conservatives. Really? Really? So we're going to play the right wing card. Really? Really? Yeah. The indictments comes after multiple lawmakers called for an investigation into Netflix, believing that the film may violate child exploitation laws. Texas Representative Matt Schaefer publicly called for Texas Attorney General Pax's office to investigate the film. He wrote on Twitter, I have asked the Texas Attorney General Paxton's office to investigate the Netflix film Cuties for possible violations of child exploitation and child pornography laws. And that was on September 10th, 2020. Texas Senator Ted Cruz also called on the Justice Department to investigate Netflix. He wrote on Twitter, following Netflix's disturbing promotion of Cuties, I sent a letter calling on the Department of Justice to investigate whether Netflix, its exclusives, or the filmmakers violate any federal laws against production and distribution of child pornography. You can read Ted Cruz's full letter to the Honorable William Barr, Department of Justice. Dear Attorney General Barr, the video streaming service and content producer Netflix is currently hosting a film entitled Cuties that sexualizes young girls, including through dance scenes that simulate sexual activities and a scene exposing a minor's bare breast. I urge the Department of Justice to investigate the production and distribution of this film to determine whether Netflix, its executives, or individuals involved in the filming and production of the Cuties violate any federal laws against the production and distribution of child pornography. 2 days ago, Netflix released Cuties to its subscribers in the United States. The film, directed by French director, is obscenely about an 11-year-old girl in Paris who becomes a member of a provocative dance group with only similar-aged girls. Film routinely fetishes and sexualizes these pre-adolescent girls as they perform dances simulating sexual conduct and revealing clothing, including at least one scene with a partial child nudity. These scenes in and of themselves are harmful, and it is likely that the filming of this movie created even more explicit and abusive scenes, and the pedophilias across the world in the future will manipulate and intimidate these films into abusive ways. As you know, the Department of Justice has a significant role in preventing the sexual abuse of children. The department enforces federal criminal law, making it a serious crime to produce or distribute material involving sexual exploitation of the minor, including the filming of minors engaging in sexual exploitation conduct. USC 18-2251-2252. By investigating and prosecuting offenders who possesses and distributes images and video exploitation, sexual depictions of minors, and the department both obtains justice for those who have been abused and help protect children from future exploitation. Although the First Amendment provides vigorous protection for artists, expression does not allow individuals or for-profit corporations to produce or distribute child pornography accordingly. I urge the department to urge the production of Cuties and Netflix distribution of the film in order to determine whether Netflix, any of its executives, or anyone involved with the making of Cuties violate any federal laws against the production and distribution of child pornography. That's the end of the letter from Ted Cruz to William Barr on the 11th of September. Not only has the film faced calls for investigation from elected officials, but Parents Televised Council, PTC, also called on Netflix to remove the film from their streaming service. The PTC states, the film could have been a powerful rebuke of popular culture that sexualizes children and robs them of their innocence. But these young actresses were sexualized in the making of this movie. And I think so, and I think too that you need to look at the parents too, that we're okay with this. They also claim the film's main character, Amy, takes a photo of her genital area and posts it online to prove that she's no child. And all that. Further, PTC goes on to detail that in addition to being coached and trained in highly sexually dance routines, these girls use foul language such as four-letter words starting with F, B, and T. They are made to wear revealing clothing. They describe that the film shows Amy pulling her pants and underwear down so she can take a photograph of her genitals. In another scene, Amy attempts to seduce a grown man, a family member, no less, to get out of trouble for stealing a cell phone. Despite the calls for an investigation, the calls for removal, Netflix produced a YouTube video with Cuties director blah 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 in defending the film. At the beginning of the film, the video produced by Netflix to defend their indecency of this movie. Um, I can't say the first name and stuff, but describes the film as the story of an 11-year-old girl, blah, blah, blah. We already know this. She's navigating between two models of femininity. One represents her mother's traditional origins, and the other one is the group of young girls called Cuties. Later in the video, she states the real question of Cuties is, can we as women truly choose who we want to be beyond the role models that are imposed upon us in society? And in what society promotes sexualization and lewd acts of children, except for pedogate in frickin' Hollywood, of course, and the exploitation of young actors and actresses. And we all know it happened. Okay? So, you know, she would then declare the movie a feminist film. She stated, Cuties is a deeply feminist film with an activist message. We must all figure out what is best for our children. As a director, as an artist, I'm doing my part with this film. I'm sorry, but no, that's not what it is. Politicians, education systems, parents, children, I think all together we have to fix what's going wrong so we can give the most beautiful space to our girls and boys to grow up safely and become the best version of themselves. She further goes on, she told the outlets, it's because I saw so many things and so many issues around me lived by young girls that I decided to make. She's just trying to defend and all that stuff. But it's ridiculous. You can't defend this and stuff. And even in France, they've got decency laws. I know that even for children. So, you can't hide behind any of that. So I want to know your thoughts down below. And so I know that many people are going to be, disagree, but hey, that's what the First Amendment's all about. I want to know what your thoughts are down below. Like, share, subscribe. Out. Bye.